Sup nerds, here's my Diaboromon deck profile updated for BT22. Starting off with our Tama, we are playing 4 BT22 Summon. Your turn, once per turn when any of your Digimon with unidentified or CS trait are played, draw 1. Really good draw power that doesn't require you to play into ace cards to trigger it. Definitely the best Tama, no reason to play any other one. On to the Rooks, we are playing 4 BT22 Caramon. On play for the top 3 cards, add an errata and 1 card with unidentified or CS trait among them, bot deck the rest. The inheritable is the really good effect that we got in the BT22 set. All turns once a turn when this Digimon with Diaboromon in its text would leave the battle area by deleting one of your other Diaboromon it doesn't leave. The 4 also gets this. It's a really powerful protection because it also stops battle. It stops like anything. It's really good. We are also playing 4 of the BT5 Caramon. Still, in my opinion, the best searcher for the archetype. On play, look at the top 5, add an unidentified and an errata, and then bot deck the rest. Just being able to search your deck as much as possible. We do want to see our pieces quickly, so that's why I'm playing so many of these search cards. And I actually don't like the one that trashes the cards. I just decided not to even play that searcher, and instead, I'm playing 2 of the BT17 Caramon. Just as a little baby floodgate. The opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon is played or digivolves, if it is level 5 or higher, Digimon may digivolve into Infirmon in the hand, ignoring the digivolution conditions and without paying the cost. This is really good against like the Omni decks, assuming they don't blow it up obviously with their turn player prio or stuff. Also just good to just put on the field if your opponent's going to promote a level 5 and go into level 6 that like doesn't remove this body, because you can just go and do the Infirmon to de-evo it and just be like lol no. Then it does have the inheritable on deletions. Digimon has unidentified trait. You may play one Diaboromon token without paying the cost, which is, you know, nice little effect. Honestly, the on deletion inheritable is like whatever. Like, I don't even care that it has one. It's just the top end effect that I like. Much like this guy not having an inheritable doesn't really matter to me. That is it. I'm just playing 10 rookies. On to our champions. We are playing 4 Kurisarimon from BT2. Still, in my opinion, the best champion in the deck. Just stupid that they printed this card. It's only so good because it's so old and it doesn't have a once per turn clause. Your turn, when you play another Digimon with the same name as this Digimon, gain 1 memory. So if you go into one of your Dias that we're playing this deck and maintain turn, you're going to gain at the very least 2 memory off this. That's assuming you have no erratas on the field. That may give you a hint as to what Dias we're playing, but yeah, that's really good. Just every turn it's on the field, that's even more memory for free if you ever get 2 of these out. Like, it's really strong. And then we are playing 4 of the new Kurisarimon from BT22. When digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play an errata for free. And then the inheritable is the all turns protection effect that we have on the Caramon. A really powerful protection effect. Something to make note of, some people probably won't know this. So because it says Diaboromon in its text, that includes the level 5s. Like, even though this doesn't have Dia in its text up here, the inheritable does have Dia in its text, and that actually is included whenever it's worded like that. So like, you can protect your level 5s with the level 4 effect, which is pretty cool and something to keep in mind. And also the Caramon can protect this Kurisarimon as well, because this Kurisarimon has Dia in its text. So just something to keep in mind. It's pretty cool. But that is it. We're just playing 8 champions. You'll see why our lines are so slim whenever I get to the options. But on to the ultimates. We are playing 4 of the BT22 Infirmon. On play or when digivolving. Really cool that it's an on play. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with play cost 5 or less. Then if you have errata in the field or either Atom, your opponent's effects can't reduce this Digimon's DP or return it to the hand or deck until their turn ends. Pretty cool effect that comes up randomly versus certain matchups. The best part of this effect though is the fact that this will kill the floodgate rookies before you go into your megas to then start pooping out tokens. So you don't have to play that super bad Kurisarimon just to get rid of your opponent's floodgates. This outs their floodgates. It also pops like level 5 aces, which is pretty sick, just free memory. And then the inheritable is actually really good too when you combine it with the protection effects. All turns once a turn, when any of your Digimon with unidentified trait are deleted, you may play 1 Diaboromon token without paying the cost. So if you use your protection effect, you pop the token, this inheritable will just play the token back out, so you don't even lose anything. It's just a free like protection effect. It's pretty sick. And then this is the other best Infirmon in my opinion, BT17. When digivolving, Devo 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of the Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less can attack players until the end of their turn. The second part of that effect is just like whatever. It can come up, but like the de-evo effect is really good. And then the inheritable is all turns once a turn when another of your Digimon with Diaboromon in its name is played, de-evo 1 of your opponent's Digimon. So when you go into your Dia, you'll play a token, de-evo them first, triggering this effect, and then you can usually blow them up with whatever Dia you go into. And that is it. We're just playing 8 ultimates. On to the Dias. We are playing 4 of the BT22 Diaboromon. This card is super sick. I really like this card. This was the sole reason I wanted to revisit the deck, is because of how good this card is, along with the protection of the line that we got. But this has Alliance, which is really cool because you're going to have Dia tokens on the field, so having Alliance is really nice. This bare minimum when you go into it, because it hoops out a token itself, is going to be 15k for 2 checks when it swings. Pretty nice. Then when evolving, when attacking, not once per turn, you may play 1 Dia token without paying the cost, and then all turns once per turn when any of your other Digimon with an unidentified trait are played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So it's built-in removal, and it's really good if you combine it with the De-Evo effect. But even if it's not, you know, it's still really good. The only thing I don't like about this card is the fact that this effect is mandatory. If this were not mandatory, the effect would be so much better, because you could line up your effects to where you could wait until you actually want to blow something up to trigger this. But unfortunately, it is mandatory, but we'll still take it. The rest of the effects are just really good. It also evos for 3 on top of Infirmon, or you can pay 4 if you want, if you're trying to like choke your opponent to 1 or something. And then our other Dias, we were playing 2 Dia Ace promos. In my opinion, this is the second best Dia to play still, because it has built-in removal, whereas the other ones don't. You can blast into it, obviously. When Digivolving, when attacking, not once per turn, you may play 1 Dia token without paying the cost. And then all turns once per turn, when an effect plays another Digimon, you may delete one of your opponent's play cost 3 or lower Digimon for each of your Diaboromon, add 2 to this effect's play cost maximum. So it includes itself, so it's automatically starting at 5. If it triggers its own effects, you play a token, that is 7 play cost. It gets pretty big from there. But what's cool about this is it can trigger off your opponent's stuff. So like you can just put this on the field and it's a little floodgate that they have to play through. And now that we have these protection effects, putting this on the field proactively doesn't feel awful, because unless they have access to De-Evo or DP reduction, which this also protects us against for a turn, they actually can't out it very easily. And it doesn't just die to security checks either when we're swinging, because that protection includes battles. But yeah, this is really good. In my opinion, it's the only other one I want to play. I see a lot of people playing the EX6 one. I'm not a fan. I would much rather have removal built into my Dias, and also just be able to play 2 tokens the turn that this Dia comes out. It's pretty nice. That is it for the Megas. And then on to the 7s. We are playing 2 Arma from BT5. I see no reason to play the newer Arma. I think the newer Arma is like super duper win more and kind of bad, honestly. This card is really good and really relevant right now because of Omnimon decks running around. When this card would be played from the hand by deleting one of your Diaboromon, reduce play cost by 12, so you can drop it for 3 memory. Pretty nice. Has Rush, which is, it's a cool, nice little like Arma for game thing if you have enough memory to play it without passing turn. But the primary reason why this card is good is all turns, the when Digivolving effects on level 7 Digimon don't activate. And that is all turns, so even if you're playing into an Omni Ace deck, if you just put this on the field, you swing, and the worst thing they can do is block you, because obviously their when Digivolving effects don't go off. This also stops like the Alter S OTK decks in their tracks. Any Omni deck is going to have an issue with this. It stops any level 7 aces you might be worried about. Really, really good effect. The only reason I wanted to play level 7 in this deck is because this deck has access to this guy. And that is it for the 7s. On to the Tamers. You guessed it, 4 Rada Sonata from BT5. Start of your turn, if a Digimon card with unidentified in its types is in the trash, gain 1 memory. And then your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into Diaboromon, you may suspend this Tamer to play a Diaboromon token without paying the cost. So getting a bunch of these out, you can just go into a Dia, and then combined with the BT2 Kurisari, you can just like print like 5 memory in 1 turn. And that's just assuming you just have 1 stack. If you have like 2 Kurisarimon stacks out, it gets really nutty. You just like go to 10 memory. Pretty nasty. But yeah, this is still the best errata to play, but we are still playing 2 BT22 erratas. I did test this at 3, but it's kind of overdrawn. You really don't need to see it. It's just really good to have it as an option. So it is a memory setter, which is nice. It is an errata, which means it's searchable, which is also nice, and plays it for free off the Kurisarimon. But the opponent's turn, once per turn, the opponent's turn effect, when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, by suspending this Tamer, change the attack target to one of your Digimon with the unidentified or CS trait. So you can redirect it into one of your Dias, and then trigger the protection effect to pop a Dia token to save it, and then make a new token. And what's cool is if you have that interaction happen, both of these guys' effects will trigger. This is optional, but this will trigger mandatorily, and it will just blow up whatever they have on the field, which is pretty nice. Obviously, you can also redirect their attacks into this 15k dude, because he is unidentified, obviously. The inheritable is irrelevant. We're not playing cards that Evo on top of it, so I'm not even going to bother. But that is it. We're just playing 6 erratas. On to our options. We are playing 4 defense training promo. Main, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add a black card among them, put the rest in the bottom bottom of your deck. Main delay, trash this card to evo one of your black Digimon into a Digimon by reducing the cost by 2. I wanted to just buff consistency as much as possible. I wanted to sit in raising and just promote and be able to go into a Dia stack, and you just chunk your opponent for damage on one turn and just spit out a bunch of tokens and say answer this board or you're dead on the next turn. I think that's the best way to play this deck now. Then we are also playing 4 black memory boost promos. Main, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a black Digimon card, put the rest on the bottom of the deck, place this card in the battle area, then main delay, trash it to gain 2 memory. That is it. You just want to chill in raising, play these guys out, play some Marauders out, and then promote, and usually deal with their board with all of our effects, but if not, we establish a board and tell them to deal with it or they lose. And then our last 2 options, we are playing 2 Iron Fisted Onslaught from BT6. A cost option, main, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost, and these securities activate this card's main effect. So there's a couple reasons why I play this. One, a lot of Digimon are like, I'm immune to Digimon effects, lol, and I'm like, cool, this is an option card. But also, because the Dia Ace is not an on play, you basically have like no comeback with this deck if your opponent outs like your 1 stack and you're not promoting on the next turn. Like there's no comeback if your opponent establishes a board without like an option removal. This guy was an on play, you might be able to do that, but unfortunately he's not. So I did play some option removal in here, and it's nice. Played against a couple people that had Digimon immune effects like Zephica, and I was just like, cool, clear your board because they're all 11 costs. But that is it. We're just playing 10 options. That is it for the list. If you guys have any questions and anything I didn't address, feel free to leave them down in the comments. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this kind of content when I come back for more. But until next time, see ya.